Hey guys, it's Green Zero back here again with another Command & Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary. We have the grand final of the Command Post tournament, April 27th, 2019. Big success. You've probably already watched the semi-final video, so you'll know that Shoktrepet has made his way into this final series, and against him he will be playing the mighty Senna, who's probably looking at this and going, Master Leaf and Green Zero were both dealt with. He is probably cheering. He's going to be playing as a Scrin faction here. Can't see any units coming out from him aside from the buzzer, so it may be difficult to tell what faction he is for a while. I believe it may be a random mirror, but Shoktrepet is going to be a Nod faction. He's going to be not vanilla. We can see here the militant squads just running out across the map here, so this one is a best of 7, so the last series I casted was a best of 5. This is the grand final, so again, while things are just getting warmed up, like to praise how well the tournament went in terms of the amount of people that rocked up, the amount of people that watched the stream and the hype, and there's definitely a market for those tournaments in the community. It could be a new era of tournament hosting. Battle marker over here. Senna's going to find that there is nothing much coming out of Shoktrepet here. Does he have... No, he's working on his second refinery. Senna is just doing the same thing, so it is going to be a eco game here. Travra 59 for the Senna. No fast legs, surprisingly. I believe it is a random mirror, so I guess he just was a bit more content. It was the first game of a tournament. You could really go just for the fast legs or do some type of cheese early on, get the mind games going, get an early win. Doesn't matter if you lose a game here or there, because it's going to be a lengthy series at best of 7. You must win 4 games to claim the tournament title here. Senna now just going to expand off of his second power plant. Important that Scrin does pop the second power plant down, because they have a lengthy animation deploy and pack up on their drone ship, whereas the other factions literally can just instant deploy and instantly start building things before the animation even completes. So that's beneficial for them. There is a pack up animation which you have to wait for, but the deploy is instantaneous. Just a bit of an advantage to the GDI and Nod factions on their MCV. Of course, the drone ship can fly, so that's a big one. If you're getting overrun, you can just take off, and if there's nothing that shoots up, you have a drone ship there, which can also cross terrain, cross the rift, cross other unpassable areas. Raider buggy will come out. A 4th harvester is going to the tib field there. That is harvester. No, sorry, that was for harvester number 5. So harvester number 5 is going to make its way. Oh, a second war factory comes down, and he's actually going to move his MCV a little bit closer. So he's gone for double war factory. This could catch Senna off guard. He does have a buzzer swarm here. Unfortunately, the Raider buggy will not pick that up. It will not kill that. Meanwhile, attacking the spike here, Senna's going to be where he's going to see, alright, there's 2 war factories, so he knows that he's going to be in for a bit of trouble. He's gone for a refinery. This is important. He's going to have a window of opportunity, Shoktrepet, to do some damage, because it's going to take a little while for Senna to prepare for that. He's probably going to drop a portal. Might have to even get some photon cannons out to help defend this, because he's going to get pushed with a lot of bike buggy here. Already under attack at his main base here, so Shoktrepet not going for the expansion. He's going to go for this base head here. He's going to fire at that harvester, puts it down to 50% health. He will lose a bike in the process. These Raider buggies may want to tap out of there. Senna getting a few free shots on those. Will not lose the harvester. Benefit of Scrin harvesters, they will heal gradually on the Tiberium. You can see they're healing nice and quick, back up to its full health. Battle markers over here now. He's just going to pull back. He's going to go forward and snipe down that one Seeger tank, then turn around and go back. Raider buggy will be taken out. Every unit's important here at the moment. We can see there's actually quite a number of Seeger tanks out here. We'll take out the other Raider buggy, which means there is no tanking force here. Senna actually going to move away from the base here. If Shoktrepet was able to get around him, or if he had another group of bikes, he could counter-attack or get around them. We have disintegrator squads coming out, I believe. Yeah, he's going for fast legs. It's almost done. There is going to be a pretty big counter-attack here. Shoktrepet trying to change the flank, but that is not going to happen. Looks like Senna is just beelining down the middle of the map. And now he's going to threaten Shoktrepet's base. These bikes, again, could circumvent the force here to attack. I think he could just defend with things like Scorpion tanks at home. But no, he's going to push the bike buggy. He's really going to push the bike buggy. So you can actually go buggy Scorpion tank as well. That's something you can do, because the buggies, of course, will take a lot to kill, and shred through the disintegrators eventually, and of course the Scorpion tanks are there to deal with the Seekers and things like that. He will just be gunning down all of the disintegrators and then backing off because there's no reason to stay there. Again, he lost maybe one buggy there, second buggy will go down, so that was beneficial for him here. Senna's just going to regroup with the forces he has. He's slowly pushed his way across the map now, so he's getting towards Senna's base, and that spike is probably going to be the first casualty. Shredder turret will come down. Those disintegrator squads will be destroyed. He's actually bypassing it. He's going to go straight into Shoktrepet's base. Will he pull the harvesters? Battle marker's up. He's trying to get away, and he's actually been blocked. He's been denied. Meanwhile, Senna's going to push the attack. No movement on the harvesters here. He's moving them back now, so he's going to pull them back to safety. He's going to lose one. Unfortunately, taking a little while to reposition his forces here. Not going to pull that other harvesters full of Tiberium. He's going to lose that harvester most certainly, but looks like Senna's more interested on focusing down the Raider buggies here. The harvester will actually back out. I think he may save it, so no harvesters down yet. He has to pull the other two harvesters off the line, and I can see Senna putting down a drone ship, not a drone ship, sorry, the repair tools, and maybe a spike, but pushed back for the time being. Maybe didn't have money for it because it would have been a great opportunity. Only one harvester down, but the remainder of the harvesters were pulled off the line, which means Shoktrepet's mining is not happening right now. He's only got one base. He's going to go back to mining now. He should be able to push the last of these forces off, but he's had to use his bike buggy to defend, and his counter-attack of bikes was completely negated by Senna and the forces he had at home. The Seeker tanks still continuing to do damage. He has got the disintegrators coming in. They will pop that shredder turret, and they're actually going to try to focus down a war factory. This is pretty crazy. Raider buggies are there. They will be there to do damage. The Seekers now are dwindling. There's only two left, and they're going to go down momentarily. He might actually lose a war factory here, but this is drawing fire. This is giving Shoktrepet time to destroy the disintegrator squads, and destroy the disintegrators he will be doing. Doesn't get the war factory. That could have been time better spent killing more bike buggies, but unfortunately Senna not able to score that, so Shoktrepet just getting a little bit lucky there, and we can see he's got a harvester unfortunately idle. He has, as far as I'm concerned, only lost one harvester, so that's really something that's going for him, just one harvester, but he's really getting hit hard by this push of Seeker and disintegrators here, but I think he's getting a bit more adept at holding this off now. His force is built up to the point where he can shred through the disintegrators, and there's really not a lot of Seeker tanks there, so he's actually going to be able to focus them down. Senna realizes he's overextended. Another wave of disintegrators rocks up to the fight, but you know what, Senna's Shoktrepet is just going to pull back. He's got a ton of buggies, yeah. I don't think Senna's going to make any progress here. He's just going to be hitting his head against a brick wall, I think, so he's just going to back off and maintain this force for the time being. Battle marker over here. He did actually lose his spike at some point in time, so that is down. Senna, what have you been doing? Wow, he's got a double refinery down here. Nerves, he's only just gone tier 2 off of a third base. This is crazy. He's actually moving his drone ship again. I'm not sure what his plans are. He's getting shredded. He's getting shredded by the Raider buggies. He's got to be careful those Shoktrepet, because if he ends up with just nothing but Raider buggies, he might not be able to deal with the Seeker threat, because Senna's really going to push them here, and he can't get shields, which is a bit of a bummer because he's Traveler. He's not actually using the advantage of Traveler, except for, of course, the Fastlings, and this is the problem. He's got all these Seeker tanks left over, and the Raider buggies can't do anything against them. He's actually got no anti-tank here. The Raider buggies can try to focus them, but I mean, there's so many Seekers there now. He's got about a dozen Seeker tanks there, more than a dozen, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's got about 14 tanks there now, and he's had to go back to bikes, but you know what? The bikes really can't engage if Senna picks them off, which he's just kind of doing a general attack here. Starting to lose some of his units now, so Shoktrepet really is trying to push this one back. I don't think Senna can continue to mass these Seeker tanks. He's really going all in for these Seekers, isn't he? And the Raider buggies will take a fair bit of damage. There's actually a never-ending line of forces coming across from Senna here. I mean, look at the radar. It's just flooded with units here. He's got 3 warp spheres down, and he's just pouring units into Shoktrepet's base here. He doesn't even care right now. He's just like, I'm just going to keep pushing you until I break you. That's the strategy anyway. Shoktrepet trying to defend. A few more shredder turrets will come down. He does have a tier 2. Not sure what he plans to do with that though. A single flame tank round the back could cause problems. This is a really wide and sporadic engagement here. It is pretty intense right now. The tier 2 in a little bit of danger of going down actually if he turns to focus that. Another shredder turret will fall. Those shredder turrets are great at drawing fire, and of course they can destroy the disintegrators quite well. but shoktrepet's force is dwindling. He does have double ref down, so whoa, Jesus, these Seeker tanks are now swelling again. They can get shard upgrade, but Senna doesn't have that. He's actually moved his drone ship here. Is he going to put down batteries, photon cannons here? He could put down photon cannons, and the harvester's now being destroyed. One harvester will fall. He's going to lose another harvester, and there's so many Seeker tanks in his field now. He's got nothing but buggies. He went for a tier 3. I think that was a bit of a mistake. There's so many units here that he's just going to get wrecked, and this obelisk is going to have to one at a time them, and no, he's losing his entire third base now, actually putting down buzzer hives, maybe to draw fire here. And he's just overrun the harvesting capabilities. Now he's focusing down the last couple of harvesters, drops the war factory there. That harvester is pretty much history. He's trying to focus down the obelisk now. There is a second obelisk here. Tough to dislodge, especially with just Seekers, but again, it's just a numbers game. He's just got so many. He's just overrunning him now. He's overrunning Shoktrepet, and this strategy is actually going to work. I think it was a bad idea to go for the technology center. I think he should have just gone for more tier 2 units. He's actually got an avatar there. Yeah, it was when you're being pushed that hard, get units out, defend. He could have gone into Scorp tanks with the shredder turrets for the defense. He might not have been able to break that. But he kept with the buggy. Now the buggies obviously did a phenomenal job, but eventually, slowly but surely, Senna started to just overrun him. And I think Shoktrepet just underestimated the power that Senna can bring with his just never-ending attacks. He should have really identified that it was a never-ending attack situation, and the tech would not really help him. Yeah, you can put Obelisk down, but when you've got like 30 Seeker tanks, and you have to shoot at those one at a time, the Seekers are just going to obliterate you. So unfortunately, Shoktrepet will go down in the first game. Senna there just rounded him out. Got to give it to Senna. Super aggressive, and his strategy worked. He just pushed him until he died, and we can see he was ahead in the economy race as well. Losing a lot of units because most of this is disintegrators, so Shoktrepet was bringing the numbers down and winning some of these engagements here. You can see that the recovery from Senna is pretty swift. Big engagement there where he lost, and then you can see that Senna was losing mostly disintegrators. Shoktrepet was holding steady. Then you can see that there's this trade here where Senna goes right up, and he's just bringing him down, and of course Shoktrepet just can't recover, and then it gets out of control. So that's game 1. Senna will take the lead 1-0 in the best of 7 series. There's a long way to go. Game 2 coming up right now. Okay guys, welcome back to game number 2 in this best of 7 series for the Command Post Grand Final between Shoktrepet and Senna. Let's zoom out because we are on Tournament Arena, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shoktrepet's choice, and of course he's going to pick Arena because he's a Tid Wars player. And what do Tid Wars players like? They like Tournament Arena. So Shoktrepet is going to be on the top left-hand side. He is playing as the Nod Vanilla once again, taking up arms with Classic Nod. Senna, of course, in the bottom right-hand side, will be playing as Nod Vanilla. We have a Nod Mirror on Tournament Arena. Get ready for a lot of units, a lot of spam, because these guys are very close together. It's a very close map, a very small map. They're very close, and they will just be blasting out as many units as possible. That's generally how a Nod Mirror on a map such as this will go. Senna securing the spike, not even bothering to take a garrison. He's going to bypass that, move on. It looks like Shoktrepet has the same idea, but he has an extra squad here as well. Senna is going to be engaged. Looks like Shoktrepet got first shots off. He will defeat that squad. 4 squads out actually by Shoktrepet. Senna just had the 1 squad, so he went light. This could be because he wants more money for bikes here, but we can see no, he's not building a bike, he's building a harvester. Too slow to be anything else other than a harvester. Raider buggy comes out, so Senna's actually said, you know what, I'm just going to build a Raider buggy and I'm going to clean up all your scouts. Shoktrepet should make a beeline for the bunker here. The thing is here that, yeah, Senna does have to actually go scout as well because he hasn't scouted, so he's susceptible to being attacked. Shoktrepet unfortunately leaves a bike behind. Is that going to cost him? Now Senna, I don't believe he saw that. That would have been tight. No, I think he's seen it. He's pulled back. He must have spotted it. They're crossing the vision now, so Shoktrepet realizes it, so he's just going to go and destroy the buggy, which is a good idea. Yeah, he needs to make sure he kills that because he's been spotted. Senna's going to have time to react to this. He's going to redeploy his MCV. He does have a harvester advantage because, of course, he didn't go for bikes, but we can see Shoktrepet coming in. Is he going to take out the bike first? He is going to fire at a harvester. That's 1 volley down. Senna pulls his bike back, so it's not being targeted, and he's actually switched targets. Oh my god, he switched targets. He will get the bike, though. A Scorpion tank comes out, but Shoktrepet loses a bike. It's 1 for 1. He gets that harvester pretty low. He will lose a second bike on the way out, though. That's unfortunate. Militant squad to actually be able to focus that one down. And he's going to dart around. This is good because, of course, Shoktrepet can't really do too much, but he's going to dart around, keep eyes on, maybe picking at some of these units. Damaging an MCV could be important later on down the track. Unfortunately, just lost his bike. This is really only his scouting ability now. The MCB did take about 20% damage, so that's notable. And one of the harvesters is primed to be sniped down there in the light red health. Still harvesting at maximum speed though, because it's not in heavy damage mode. It will be entering heavy damage mode once you get a deeper red color, and then it will be moving around a lot slower. Shoktrepet does hold the bunker down here, and he holds the bunker at the blue field. He'll be able to keep an eye on Senna's blue Tiberium management there. Senna actually sends the Scorpion tank way out of his base over to his enemy here. This was the only unit he had to defend. If there was more bikes, he would be so far out of position right now. Of course, he can't do anything about this harvester because it's stealth. The militants could hit it. Oh, there's actually a bike coming though, so yeah, Shoktrepet might want to pull this back because he can't take poke damage because this will build up. A second bike is coming. He might just lose this harvester. Yeah, Senna could just focus it now, and that's unfortunate. Shoktrepet completely underestimated that. You really got to pull the harvester early because you must know that there's going to, if he's got a Scorpion tank and one more bike rocks up, you know there's going to be more bikes. It's not just going to be one bike. That would be pretty silly, and unfortunately could have pulled that a lot sooner. We'll have to power micro, pushes these forces back, but Senna, for just, you know, he lost nothing, and he's still got the Scorpion tank. He still has all his bikes, and he took out the harvester on the expansion. You got to remember that Senna's already slightly ahead in the economy race here because he didn't open with bikes, and because Shoktrepet couldn't get any damage done. Yeah, he forced out a Scorpion tank and a bike, which kind of negates it a bit, but losing a harvester there definitely puts him back. Senna has, again, a very slight edge in the game. It's not obviously game winning, but it's something that you can build upon, and Senna, knowing his aggression, will probably want to hit him with everything he has. He will throw everything at him, including the kitchen sink here, because that's what Senna does. Senna is really good at just ballooning into these unstoppable full screen armies. His second war factory is down now. I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to work on a third. Scorpion tanks and bikes coming out. We have 3. Oh, he's actually all in. Shoktrepet is all in off 3 war factory. I think he realizes he just doesn't want to. He doesn't want to bother about it. Maybe he wants to catch Senna by surprise. So is Senna aware that this is going to be happening? So no, Senna can only see. He can't actually see any of that's there at the moment. So not aware of it. Did he have a scout force going on? Not 100% sure. Senna probably doesn't realize there's 2 war factories here, and so he's going to push. This is an opportunity for Shoktrepet to pick off some units. Unfortunately, giving away your first Scorpion tank's never a great idea. Tier 2 is down for Senna as well, so also making sure he has tech in the bank. Some of these forces are fake, of course, because they were, what do you call it, not hallucinations, or yeah, basically decoys. I guess they are hallucinations, but look at this. Senna just coming in and completely just destroying the frontline forces here with the bikes, the decoys, and just endless waves of units flooding forward here. There is an attack happening on the other side of the map, but it could just be infantry. It's going to be these harvesters going down straight away. There's bikes over here. He is stabbing him in the back, so something is happening over there. That's probably why the force isn't as large as we thought over here, but losing 2 harvesters ready. He's backed in. He's got the repairs down, and some of these tanks are being blocked. Can Shoktrepet try to hold here? Even though he's got much less numbers, he's got the repairs of the war factory. He's got the buildings blocking. Not all of Senna's tanks are shooting, and he is starting to focus them down now. He may be okay here. If he can hold this attack, he might be okay. Remember, he is all in here, and Senna does have dozer blades. That's going to be a big problem. Oh, this is a mind strike. He doesn't have dozer right on. Oh my god. That is the end of the game. That is the end of the game. Just tap out. Yes, that mind strike. No dozer blades to negate that. So that's see you later. He just lost his tank force. Even if he held that attack, it would have been a big ask at that point in time. Yeah, he did stab him in the back with some of his bikes, but not going to be enough. Couldn't hold, and on a map that small, I mean, on the Rift map, it was okay. He lasted a lot longer and he was fine, but on that map, you can't. It's too short. Senna's just going to be there in your face 24/7. The aggression is just too much for Shoktrepet. He finds himself 0-2 down, so again, well done to Senna. He's playing like a boss, like he normally does, with the strategy and style we expect to see from him. Only a 6-minute game there, so it felt like it went a bit longer than that, but yeah, only 6 minutes according to the game timer. Well done to Senna. Shoktrepet needs to stem the flow. He needs to stop the momentum. Game number 3 is coming up right now. Okay guys, welcome back to game number 3 in the Command Post Tournament Grand Finals. 1v1 Grand Finals here. Game number 3. Senna finds himself 2-0 up. We are on tournament 20%. The creator needs to make sure he comes back and finishes developing the map, because this is a garbage map in my opinion. In terms of it was just pumped out there in a weekend, and this is one of the things that I think technically, and actually I'll introduce the players first. We have Senna on the left hand side here. We can see his portal, so we know he's going to be vanilla scrin. Shoktrepet going to be sticking with it. I'm almost certain it's going to be vanilla nod here once we see his, oh no, he's actually mocked, so he's marked of Kane here. He's going to be mocked. We saw his mock against Master Leaf, which did quite well. But anyway, like I was saying, Technique did have a habit of bringing in a low standard for maps, and of course that has now been passed on to other map makers, and I think R14 did have about at least another 10 to 12 maps from, I think, Sugar Rush, which were absolutely ghastly maps, and for some reason they were just instantly put in without so much as a how do you do, and the days of the quality maps are pretty much numbered. Again, we did have recent ones like Tournament LA. I definitely am impressed with that. I believe that's a Technique map. Technique obviously was getting better. Tiki Turmoil, I believe, is his best one so far. Tiki Turmoil definitely gets the A+, but yeah, things like Galaxy and Odyssey are just empty flat fields, which Technique loves, of course. Even though people do play on them a lot, they're easy to play on, and I like them as well. But let's pay attention to the game, because I'm talking way too much about the map. But those Disintegrator squads get cleaned up pretty cost-effectively by Shoktrepet, so he's going to be enjoying that. He did take out those units quite readily, so he'll be impressed. Senna now going to put down his second power plant before he moves the drone ship now. Almost inevitably will be moved. Yes, it's going to be moved now. Fourth harvester is on the way. Shoktrepet though, does he have his fourth harvester out? No, not quite. He did get a Raider Buggy out. He's going to be a little bit behind Senna still, so there you go. He did build an Awakened squad. Senna, I believe, went very light on the scouts. Of course, he did go for the Disintegrators, already forgetting what's happening in the game. But we have the Raider Buggy come in. He's going to see just an economic build here from Senna. He's going to be fine with that. He's going to move over to the drone platform. No opportunity to stall the drone ship because it can fly. A lot of other people can get in the way of MCVs with Raider Buggies, force the MCV to stop, make the other player micro around, delay them for many seconds. And that makes a big impact at the start of the game when you need money as fast as possible. Later on in the game, obviously not a huge deal, but yeah, if you can delay them, it'll just delay any push they might have had planned. It could disrupt their build and things like that. You want to get your economy down as soon as possible. Shoktrepet does have 5 harvesters out. Senna has a 6th harvester, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, he does have a 6th harvester out. Seeker Tank's coming in as well. He just seems to be doing this a bit faster than what Shoktrepet is doing, although Shoktrepet does have his ref down, so Senna's only just putting his down now. So yeah, all things Senna done, it's not that different. Senna does have the harvester already at the field, so that's going to be a benefit. EMP comes down. He's going to buy himself a little bit of time, getting 2 harvesters and the refinery, so slowing his economy down by a few seconds there. It's only a short duration. EMP forces out the buzzer hive there. Senna wants to pour everything he can into his economy right now. Seeker Tank will be trying to dislodge this one Awakened squad. Awakened squad could EMP blast it, try to take out the Disintegrator squad. Will do that. Going to do as much damage as he can before he goes down. Takes out just a single member there, so not a big impact for that guy. Tier 2 is down, and we have Dozer Blades on the way, so he's actually got a very fast Dozer Blade in mind. Now, this will allow him to crush the Disintegrators without taking splash damage from them, because the Dozer Blades negate that. We don't have a Stasis online. Wait, is he Traveler? No, he's Vanilla Scrin. Sorry, my bad. He's Vanilla Scrin, so he does not get fast legs. The Raider Buggies are going to come out. They're going to find the push on its way. Can he hold this? Because he's got a second ref, not a second War Factory. He's going to need the Scorpions. He's going to need some Shredder turrets to draw fire here. And he might even have to put a portal down or a Hand of Nod, because Senna is streaming forces. He's going to back up to allow his forces to regroup. There's the first Shredder turret, and that will be able to pick these guys apart. The War Factory is down now, so this is fine. He's bought himself a bit of time. Shoktrepet went out and he kind of picked at them to slow them down a bit. Senna is trying to group his forces. We can actually see on the radar, this is going to be it. He's actually stopped after this. He's gone for a tier 2, going for an upgrade. Could be the shields. Oh, it's almost can only be the shields, basically, because that's the only upgrade Scrin Vanilla has available at that structure. So he's going to plan on continuing to push these Seeker Tanks. Senna not afraid to stay on the low technologies and just get numbers out to win. Dozer Blade, though, is done. That's a fast Dozer Blade. So these Scorpion Tanks, and this is what I was saying in Game 1, he's going to go Buggy, he's going to escort Buggy, which is actually quite good. The Disintegrators have nothing on this. Both the Scorpion Tanks and the Raider Buggies can absorb a lot of Seeker damage. Seekers are going to have to try to focus them down. It's going to take a while. The Scorpions will basically win the fight because they're more heavily armored and can do a bit more damage, but they're both somewhat of a comparable unit. The Seeker definitely is lighter than the Scorpion Tank. Shields come down now. That's going to be a game changer. So Senna just backing off, because I guess you don't want to engage before you have shields if you're going to do that, especially in a situation there. So he's going to fall back to his base. Tech Center is here. He's going for the shard launchers. It's almost certainly going to be shard launchers here. So he really wants to push this. This is something we saw Master Leaf do in the game as well. Fully upgraded Seekers is a strategy that they've pulled out for this tournament. which we don't generally see them that often. I mean, we see them every now and then, but now they're really spamming them, and they're finding that these fully upgraded Seekers in numbers are kind of hard to deal with, because the Seekers can reposition. If you have tier 3 base defenses, they can just go around to another base. They can deal with just about everything. They have stealth detection, they can kill aircraft. Are not super good against infantry. We're going to see some EMP blasts here. There's going to be a fire almost certainly here. Is he going to fire the EMP blast? He does fire one, he misses. Oh, and I took the HUD away thinking there was going to be a big engagement, and there wasn't. Looks like Shoktrepet is going to back off. Couldn't even remove the shields from any of the Seekers there, because the EMP blast, of course, will do that. Oh my god, does he have charged particle? He's already got charged particle. That's huge. He must be going for a tech center in the meantime. He can't get laser capacitors, but he can get... Oh, that's huge. That is a huge use there. I think Shoktrepet's going to be pleased with that. We can see tripods coming down now, so Senna is planning at some point in time to probably get the shields. He does have the shields. He must have been upgrading shields. I must have been mistaken. I thought maybe it was shard launchers, but no, he's actually decided to bypass that. There's going to be a bit of a massacre once this field comes down. We can see a battle marker down here. A few bikes get a harvester, but unfortunately, all magmines come down. Those Scorpion tanks will be backing out across the field, but most of them are going to get destroyed. That's unfortunate there. But Shoktrepet is staying around. He needs to back out. It's now the forces there. Battle markers running over here. The bikes are moving through the base. If they were to focus fire, they could focus down some of these harvesters, but they're just on a move order, and they're firing at multiple different targets. Now they're going to target the harvester, which is damaged. Senna's going to counterattack almost no doubt. Will he get that? He will get the harvester. One bike will survive. Could be used for scouting. Could drop a catalyst if he's got one. Battle markers raging over here and down here as well. Venoms here. The laser venoms, sorry, the charged particle venoms will be a nuisance to any infantry that the screen player may be getting out. But I don't think he needs any more venoms. I think he's got enough of them. He doesn't need to spam them or anything like that. Battle marker over here. Looks like he will clean up the bikes. Did he have Tib Core? He does have Tib Core done. Tib Core is done, which is weird because he has no units which actually benefit from that anymore. Maybe some stealth tanks on the card. Stealth tanks are very good against Scrin, by the way. Probably one of the best factions to use stealth tanks against. But the problem is he needs avatars. He is building avatars, but he's got an obelisk down here because he's probably going to... Yeah, he's already queuing a second obelisk because he knows he's going to need more than one. So he's already put one down preemptively to defend this basehead area. Now, Senna does not have the stasis field. He doesn't have it at his disposal. He can't use that here, so this defense is going to be hard to crack here. He's going to need to try to overrun these units. That avatar is out very far. He's out very far. Once he clears... Oh, shard launchers is done. Shard launchers is done, so those Venoms are going to have to back off, and I think it's just going to be a bit of a massacre. He's actually fighting outside the range of the obelisk. He didn't have a second one queued. It was a shredder turret. He's queuing more shredder turrets. That was an absolutely... abysmal defense there by Shoktrepet, fighting outside the range. He could have just pulled back and fought here and he would have been fine. He could have used power plants to block out the attacks there, but instead he got absolutely obliterated, and he was looking reasonably well in this game as well. He wasn't doing too badly, but now he's just going to be completely overrun. He's going to lose his third base. I'm not sure how he's going to be able to survive. He does have a structure queued. It's only a shredder turret though. He's got two avatars here. He can try to fire at these tripods. They're also very heavily armored though, and he's going to phase a few of them. It's not really even going to matter. He only killed one of them, which wandered very far in. The avatars you have to back off. Is there anything else happening? There's no stealth tanks. There's nothing happening on the other side of the map, so Senna is free to continue to produce these tripods. And we only have 3 avatars out, and Shoktrepet is out of answers here. He's only got 3 avatars. These are going to get destroyed once the tripods regroup, and Senna's even taking the bottom field in preparation for some type of long play, but he's going to get here and realize that he already owns this field, and that is pretty much the game. Normally you'd see a player in Shoktrepet's position have one more opportunity to crack it open, but he just has no army. He's got no standing army. He's got these 3 avatars, and he's got really no way to protect them. There's so many tripods here now. We've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's about 10 or 11 tripods there. It doesn't matter how good he had to build an MCV as well. This is just slowing him down even more. So Shoktrepet, I think this game is history. He's going to realize that there is a base here now because of the buzzer hive, and these 3 avatars are going to try to pull back. They're going to try, but now the MCV is going to be attacked again, and he's going to pop that down. He gets the EMP blast. The shields are off. He's taking the shields off. He needs a follow-up EMP blast. That's the follow-up. That is a huge EMP. He needed those in the defense of the base down there. It's not going to matter now because his force is getting taken out, but you can just see how powerful Mock can be in these defensive situations, and unfortunately, the defense on the bottom field was unacceptable. From Shoktrepet. That was not a defense at all. That was just him giving his units away. Considering Senna had no support abilities, he didn't have the stasis field it's not. It would still be well on cooldown. He could have pulled back to his obelisk. He could have had some more awakened squads, blasted out a roll of EMP. It's not that hard to do. And then he could have just destroyed that force, taken it for himself, and the game would have kept going, or Senna would have retreated. 114,000 to 88,000, but Senna here is he's just winning this game as well. So now Shoktrepet is at match point here. What can I say about that game? Shoktrepet looked pretty decent. He had an idea, he had a strategy in mind, but unfortunately, again, whiffed to the defense down there. It wasn't a too difficult a defense in my opinion, and Senna has won the game through that engagement. So well done to Senna. He leads the series 3-0. Shoktrepet needs to bring the series back, or he's going to find himself going home very soon. Game number 4 coming up right now. Alright guys, welcome to game number 4 between Shoktrepet and Senna. I almost said Master Leaf. No, it is Senna. Senna is in the grand final, and like I said earlier, he'd be pleased to know that both myself and Master Leaf were taken care of before he had to face us. We're on Atacama Road here, which is a map I actually don't mind. I think it's pretty decent. It shows the development here, but we can see that on the top north side, it is going to be Shoktrepet. He's playing as a Scrin faction, so he's dropped his nod. He's decided to go for something else. Let's get the HUD up here because we want to see what Senna's doing. Senna is now the nod faction in the game. So Senna is going to be playing as Marked of Kane for Senna. So there you go. Senna will be playing as Marked of Kane, and that means Shoktrepet will be playing as some faction. He's either Traveler or he's Scrin Vanilla, but he doesn't have any disintegrators out. He does have the, which I can't even click on. There we go. I tell you what, I couldn't stop clicking on the spike then. I believe I saw fast legs. I think he may be Traveler, but he doesn't have any disintegrators out by the looks of things. It's just a lone buzzer swarm over here, so there's another one inside Senna's base. Senna's not going to be able to flame rush or rush it all without giving away what it's going to be very early in advance, and in pro games, that's critical. Scouting is critical. He is Traveler 59, so let's see how Shoktrepet can go with the Traveler faction here against the Marked of Kane of Senna. We're probably going to see Senna play this faction a bit more adeptly than what we saw Shoktrepet. Again, not playing Shoktrepet down. He is obviously one of the greatest Tiberium Wars players of all time, but he's not. It doesn't translate to Kane's Wrath, unfortunately, for him. And it's a lot with a couple of other players as well. You find a lot of very high up Tiberium Wars players come into Kane's Wrath. They're good. They're borderline pro, but they're just not the elite that they should be. Just because of the game mechanics are significantly different. Unfortunately, Shoktrepet is not moving his drone ship now, so he hasn't realized that it's not going to move order. There we go. It only cost him about 3 or 4 seconds. It's not a huge deal. Of course, you know, it does add up, especially when I said in the last game you want to get your economy up as quickly as possible because it does make a difference at the start of the game. Senna's already there. He's deploying an extra power plant because he does have low power right now. Needs to pump out another harvester. He has got 5 and 2 harvesters at his disposal. We can see that 5 and 2 is already done by Shoktrepet. Working on harvester number 6, he will be deploying though. It'll take him a little bit longer to get that ref down, which he'll no doubt go for. Senna has almost got his completed right now, and nothing much is happening on the map. The scouts are pretty much just rolling around. This gunwalker is not afraid to send that gunwalker out this early in the game. He knows there's no real units out there to threaten that. Raider Buggy is out here as well. Raider Buggy is one of the best scouting units in the game. It's so fast, and it's not something you can instantly snipe down. It will actually tank a tiny bit of damage before it goes down. I thought the replay froze then, but no, the Raider Buggy just stopped dead in its tracks. The scouts will bypass each other. Senna puts the ref down. Did we see a ref come down from our screen player? I believe he's still working on it. He's just about to drop it now. But Senna is notably ahead. He's getting further ahead. He's going to drop a second war factory here. This could be a refinery unless he's stalling on cash. He's producing tanks now. He's starting to produce tanks. And we'll have to see what he's got in mind here. No, it is going to be another refinery. So Shoktrepet has a bit more time now before anything might make a move. And he is going to take the blue Tiberium. So that's notable. These Raider Buggies can't do anything about that. I believe there's a Scorpion tank or 2 rolling around. But Senna does not have them in position. It's over here. So it's going to be able to hit the harvester on its way out, but will he have enough punch to take out this harvester? I'm not entirely sure. No, he's going to find their Seeger tanks and disintegrators here. Fast legs is on the way. He's going to do what Senna did to him in game 1 by the looks of things. A full load of blue Tiberium is very nice for Shoktrepet this early in the game. A little bit of blue tib remaining there. Definitely worth sending a harvester back for that again. He's actually got 4 harvesters on his oh my god, he's got so many harvesters there. He's just ballooned out, hasn't he? That's insane. He does have his upgrades. Senna, meanwhile, is in the same boat. Both sides rocking a quick eco upgrade there, and now they're starting to deploy their forces. Shoktrepet is just rallying over here. He's actually going to go for the spike now. There are venoms out here by Senna, so those venoms could go and save the spike. He does fire at that one. Those 2 Seeker tanks will be destroyed. He is going to get a spike though. There is a gunwalker there. The gunwalker is trying to shoot down the venom. He may get the venom. He will get the venom, but the raider buggies here can clean up for the remainder of the forces here. He does move around with a few of the Seeker tanks, but Shoktrepet doesn't have a lot of units together. They're kind of all split up a bit. He will be firing at this harvester. Senna going to move the harvester now, but is it a bit too late? He needs to get the EMP blast down. No EMP cut. There goes. 1 EMP comes down, but he will lose the harvester. That's unfortunate. 3 Seeker tanks and a lightning spike coming in and doing that there. Meanwhile, some forces accidentally rallying over there as well. Shoktrepet rallying in some more Seeker tanks, probably by mistake. I don't think he should continue to push this here right now. He can definitely take out a few of these raider buggies if he focuses them down, but again, just shooting sporadically at a lot of different units. You really need to focus these down, because if you can trade out the units you have for units they have, it makes sense, but if you don't clean up, they can generally repair them. Battle markers raging on the right hand side. Oh, just beelining into shredder turrets. That's never good. He will take out the other spike here from Senna, so Senna will be down both of his spikes. Now that's notable, because if the game goes for a while, which it's probably going to, having those 2 spikes to Senna not having any spikes is going to start paying dividends. It's just an economy drain that Senna does not have at his disposal. 1 spike doesn't make too much of a difference. 2 spikes is definitely noticeable. If you're on a map where you can get 3 spikes and the other guy doesn't have anything, then you're in a bit of trouble, because a steady 30 credit a second. Oh, Mechapedes are coming out here. So Mechapedes are coming out, and that could be for the clicks. That venom, he will destroy the first venom. Will he get the second venom? He doesn't quite. He gets one of the venoms, and he's going to get that one. But will he click? Will he click? Does he have clicks? He does have tier 3, he does have clicks at his disposal. I'm expecting it to drop now, because the venom's turned around, which means he can see the ref and he just wants to drop it, but he hasn't actually launched the catalyst. There we go, I just missed it. I literally clicked away as it was falling. He's going to have to redeploy to put down another refinery. He can't operate with 1 refinery at that field at that point in time. Mechapedes are out, Redeemer was on the way, I believe, and avatars are coming up. This is what Shoktrepet wanted to do. He wanted to have the avatars, he wanted to have the Redeemer. Well, I'm not sure about the Redeemer because he never really got that far, but Venoms, one of the most powerful combinations in the game is particle Venoms with Redeemers, with a Redeemer and a lot of avatars, because that just destroys basically everything, and it's very hard to counter. A lot of disc mechas, wow, they're disc mechas. He's overdone the disc, I think, and those Venoms, I don't think he realized it's going to be so many disc mechas. He just got obliterated. They're not really about, oh, that is a huge EMP, by the way. The Disintegrator Squad's focusing down one of the avatars, though. The disc mechas, oh, another follow-up as well. He's got he's got to be careful. There's a heroic squad there. He's just ripping apart those tanks. That heroic squad is just destroying everything. He needs to be careful with that one. He's going to walk over the top of them. That avatar there, he's almost going to take out a second avatar. That's insane. That heroic squad doing a lot of damage, does leave that behind. A rage gen went off. What's happening? There are Seeker tanks over here. Not sure what they managed to achieve. Not sure if they got harvesters or what happened over there. But unfortunately, with the rage gen, there's no retreat possible now. That attack gets cleaned up quite nicely. The Mechapedes are here. I believe there is some shard in there as well. I can only see disc, maybe just disc them up. But yeah, discs obviously don't do a lot of damage to vehicles, so they're not really going to be too big of a deal. Senna is trying to expand to the right side though. Does he have 2 MCVs? No, he's only got 1. He's only got 1, so devastated warships are a possibility here for Shoktrepet, but he has tripods. He hasn't moved his drone ship any further. I think, yeah, if he could get just like 2 Devastator warships out, even 1, I mean, 1 you'd obviously is decent, but generally you'd want 2. He put a ref down, that's a long way away. I mean, he could send something to the other field if he wants to mine, because Senna's not going to mine. He's coming over here to destroy and win the game. He's not planning on spending any money on economy, so if Shoktrepet spends money on economy, that's less units he has in the defense there. Unfortunately, losing some of his harvests, getting shot up. The rage gen will go off. It did recharge. That's unfortunate. The Disintegrator Squads are shooting at the tripods, and he will lose a tripod at the start of the engagement. He's going to try to bum rush forward now to get the EMP off, but will he be able to do it? It was a very clumsy engagement. I'm surprised he hasn't used the... oh, he just threw it. I was going to say, I'm surprised he let that happen. He could have pulled back, not get enraged drain. He could have used the stasis. I didn't see a stasis come out. Like, you can just completely shut down. That's like almost a certain win if used correctly. And yeah, again, Senna, Shoktrepet spent money on economy. I was like, oh, Senna's coming to win the game. He's not coming to mine the field. He's coming to kill you. And unfortunately, again, Shoktrepet looked like he was in a decent situation and then just bungled. Again, he bungled out. I wouldn't say, I'm not trying to downplay Senna because Senna played amazing throughout the series. But yeah, there's just a few things with Shoktrepet. You're just kind of scratching your head. It's just like, oh, how did he do that so poorly? 96,000 to 84,000, so he was ahead economically, so he could have spent money. But yeah, unfortunately, we saw another bungled defense, and he didn't even want to play that one out at that point in time. He could have got an EMP off if he hadn't just thrown in the towel. He still had the mechas, so the game wasn't totally over, but he felt like he'd had enough, and he threw that one in there 9 minutes. So Senna is going to win the tournament here of the Command Post April 27th, 2019 tournament 1v1 event. He will take out first prize. He will take out the $25, I believe, and there are some other cash prizes as well. But we will be looking to host more tournaments. Don't forget to check out the stream in the video description. Check out my YouTube channel, which you're clearly on if you're watching this video here. Going to do my best to bring you some more videos and tournament announcements. If you want to donate, you can do so on my stream. Links in the description to tournament cash prizes. We did have a few donations come in. But anyway, hope you enjoyed that series. It was still a very entertaining series, even though it was a 4-0, but it was entertaining. It was fun to watch, a lot of fighting, a lot of shooting, a lot of good tactics. But I'm Green Zero. Stay tuned to my channel, and I'll catch you all in the next video.